Now, French lawmakers didn't even debate the controversial immigration bill on Monday before rejecting it. In a setback for President Emmanuel Macron, parliamentarians on both the left and the right were unhappy with the text that's being dubbed Darmanin's law. Macron refused Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin's offer to resign, asking him instead to try again. The government wants a bill that makes it both easier to deport illegal immigrants and integrate necessary low-skilled workers. For a closer look, I'm joined by Turle, our international affairs editor, for once taking a look at what's happening in France. Philip, why was this law rejected? For politics or for the law itself?
Let's put it this way, shall we, Shona? I think this is purely a political manoeuvre on the part of the opposition in France to give President Emmanuel Macron and, incidentally, the Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin a bloody nose. To say, look, we don't want this bill, and even if the public plebiscites it by 78% for, 22% against, we don't care, we're going to vote it down. We're not even going to have a discussion about it in the National Assembly. Basically, we're going to pay you back because you only have a relative majority, the ruling party of Emmanuel Macron. Therefore, they can't pass legislation without support from the opposition. They've been pushing it through using a mechanism called the 49-3, which deprives the opposition of any debate. And that's been used 20 times since Elizabeth Borne became Prime Minister following the election of Emmanuel Macron to a second mandate last year in the month of
20
April.
times.
So 20 times it's been used already. That's not the record that was used by Michel Rocard back in the early 1990s, but it's been used 20 times to push through legislation without a debate. This time round, this is all going to be debated in the National Assembly because Emmanuel Macron thought there was enough support from the traditional right, the Republicans, and from other lawmakers in the National Assembly to get this bill pushed through with the support of his own Renaissance movement.
Was that not true?
And that was obviously not true. 170 Renaissance MPs, Renaissance being the grouping of Emmanuel Macron, 5 of them within that group voted against this legislation. But the biggest victor of all of this is notably Marine Le Pen of the far-right National Rally Party, who was rubbing her hands yesterday saying, yes, we've defeated this immigration bill, which we didn't want to go through because it doesn't go far enough. But on the left, they also voted against as well, saying
it goes too far.
It goes too far,
right.
And we should be giving these foreign workers more papers in France, allowing them to come in, allowing them to work to support the French economy. So both of those different sides who have really nothing in common came together and they have voted not to discuss this bill. So it's a big kick in the teeth for Emmanuel Macron and for Gérald Darmanin.
So Macron has gone to his Interior Minister, Gérald Darmanin, and said, listen, this is not the end. Right? You just got to tear it up and start all over. What's going to happen next?
So there are 3 possibilities facing Emmanuel Macron now. The first one is, of course, that he tries to push this bill through the Senate once again. But if the Senate, which it will go back to, reads it again, that's controlled by the right wing, it'll become even more hard line than it is already. That's to say, removing dangerous immigrants from France, limiting family regrouping of those who've come to this country to work, an automatic end to state medical aid, and less legalisation of workers in certain sectors of French society, working in industry, for example, or in hospitals and in schools. So that risk being the case. The second point that he could do is to have it examined by a group of MPs and senators. Not sure that is going to work out. He could even withdraw the legislation completely, but that would be a huge failure for Emmanuel Macron. Will he dissolve the National Assembly, call fresh elections, try to get a majority? That looks pretty unlikely because he probably wouldn't get that majority, and his party would be even worse affected afterwards, and that would hand Marine Le Pen probably a majority on a plate. So it's not an easy juggling act for the president right now, but Gérald Darmanin is, for the moment, still in his job.